Today we're going to talk about why great CFOs ought to be and must be great storytellers. And in this particular episode, one of the three, we are going to talk about numbers that don't speak but people do. And what is the difference between a CFO who gets fired and who actually ends up becoming the CEO of the company? It's not their technical skills or the Excel mastery, it is this. Great CFOs, they understand that behind every spreadsheet is a human being making a decision. And humans don't make decisions based on numbers. They make decisions based on stories that the numbers tell. The traditional CFO trap, and for decades, the CFOs have hidden behind spreadsheets, thinking their job is to be the numbers person, to be the accounting person, while someone else handled all the people stuff, the story stuff. But here's what has changed over the years. In today's business world, the CFO is often the most trusted advisor to the CEO. He or she is a primary communicator to investors and the bridge between financial reality and the strategic vision. When Netflix CFO David Wells explained why they were borrowing billions to fund original content, he didn't just show cash flow projections, he told the story of how content ownership would transform Netflix from a middleman to a media powerhouse. That story convinced the investors to fund a strategy that seemed financially risky, but strategically absolutely brilliant. So why do stories matter more than spreadsheets? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most business decisions are not made in spreadsheets. They are made in conference rooms by people with emotions, biases, limited attention spans. When you present a 50-slide financial analysis, what do people remember? The headline number and just how you made them feel about it. But when you tell a story, when you explain why revenue is declining, what it means for the future, and what actions you're taking, people understand, they remember, and more importantly, they start buying in. Tesla's CFO doesn't just report quarterly losses, he tells the story of how those investments today create the sustainable transport ecosystem of tomorrow. Then there's a business impact. Great storytelling CFOs, they achieve three things as spreadsheet-focused counterparts cannot. First, they make better strategic decisions because they help execs understand the why behind the numbers. When you explain that customer acquisition costs are rising because you're targeting more valuable segments, suddenly that trend isn't a problem, it's a strategic decision point. Second, they secure better funding terms because investors invest in stories, not just in numbers. VC sees hundreds of pitch decks with similar financials. The ones that get funded are the ones where the CFO can tell a compelling story about how those numbers translate to market dominance. Third, they build stronger teams because they help employees understand how their work connects to the business outcomes. When your sales team understands that hitting their targets funds the R&D that keeps the company competitive, they are not then just chasing quotas, they are building the future. The best CFOs are simply just not financial analysts or accountants, they are financial translators. They take complex data and turn it into narratives that drive action. In our next episode, we'll dive into the specific storytelling frameworks that top CFOs use to transform board meetings, investor calls, and strategic planning sessions from boring number crunching exercises into compelling business narratives. Thank you. See you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.